Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So today we got an interesting show for y'all, man. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So going into All-Star Weekend, a lot of us had our complaints about the game, about the weekend, about the overall sentiment around the NBA. I complained about it just last week, right? So anyway, I came across a video from Dwayne Wade's YouTube channel, right? And he was talking about the All-Star game. I think he had Bill Bellamy up there. Somebody that maybe is one of his relatives. I don't know, but it was like 4 people talking about the game. Bill Bellamy was talking about why, or rather how popular stars were in the past. Allen Iverson and what it was like. He felt like All-Stars then, like when you're an All-Star is a really big deal, whereas now it's not as big of a deal. And then they talked about the game, how things have changed. And one of the people on the panel tried to make it about social media. Well, you got to understand the role social media has played in and all that. And Dwayne Wade kind of just listened to them. He interjected when he thought it was appropriate. But then it came his time to talk about it. And Dwayne Wade basically said what we all know. And he said the same thing that was said on ESPN just about a day or two ago, where the All-Star game hadn't been competitive since Kobe Bryant. Right? So when it came time for Dwayne Wade to talk, he really got into some really, really good points. All right, cool. So what we want to do is we want to play what Dwayne Wade had to say here about his experience playing against Kobe and what Kobe brought to the game and his intensity. And we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
So here's my take on just my personal take. And I've already shared why I think the game has kind of went a little watered down, because it's not just about the game anymore. If you know the schedule of All-Star guys now versus then, it's about the business.
It's the business.
It's not about the game no more. As much as you have to do before you actually go perform, it's different from back in the day. But the thing I will say is this: is someone who came in my first All-Star game being 04-05 season, the stars of the game was the one who determined how the game went. Kobe Bryant brought it. Every All-Star. So me as a young guy having to guard Kobe, he at my ass. I got to lock up.
Yeah, dude.
It was different because of the stars in the league. So I'm not saying that LeBron at 40 should be the one, but what I'm saying is when we came in, the stars determined how the game was going to go by what they brought to the game. Yeah. I'm just following suit because I'm a young fella happy to be here, but I don't want to get embarrassed by Kobe Bryant. So now let me lock.
You got to play.
Why you got to bring up?
I was asking questions.
You cold as ice.
Because he broke Kobe's nose in the All-Star game.
But he was competing at a high level.
I'm a competitor. Why you break his nose? I always wanted to ask you that, bro.
Yeah, you wasn't going to ask me that. Well, I was on your show. Why you going to ask me on your show?
I forgot you broke Kobe nose, man.
I did.
You be using all your fouls, too.
Ain't going home with none of them.
That's the competitive nature.
Okay,
He'll leave no fouls on the table.
So when I came in, Kobe set the tone for the All-Star games.
Right.
Kobe would go out there and be ready to bust your ass.
Right.
So when I was that All-Star game in particular, the one we talking about, Kobe was on the other end. He was hitting me. He was doing that little
right here.
He was hitting me. And I'm like, Kobe.
Come on,
man. He don't care. Kobe's he locked in. He's a competitor. So I lose myself a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's what we doing.
Yep.
This is where we at.
This is where we at. So on the opposite end, I'm like, get the ball because I'm up. Right. That's all I'm thinking. I'm about to foul you because now you me up or down there, and the ref ain't calling it. We're in the All-Star game. No one sees this but me and you. Right. And I told you 3 times, Kobe, stop doing that. So I was like,
yo, here come that Chicago. Stop doing that.
I was like, so I'm a person who I'm gonna handle it. Okay. Now, mind you, didn't try to bust nobody knows that. You know what I mean? But I did try to foul the to let him know you're not gonna play here. So I let him go. He went into this thing. And then I saw him grab his nose, and I started bleeding. I was like, uh-oh.
Bro, he gave you the look like this, like
no, he ain't say nothing. No, he scared me because he ain't say nothing to me.
Oh, yeah, he's scary.
I was like, Kobe, you all right?
He like a broke nose. Thank you.
Bro, I told him, I said that so when I called him at the All-Star, I was like, hey, bro, like, we good?
Yeah.
Are you cool? And he was like, I love it.
Fantastic. So you heard what D Wade had to say, right? Something we all know. And he spoke about something that's really important, which is when you see players that are like younger stars coming into the league, looking at guys that are already established, they kind of set the tone and you follow their lead, right? And we've witnessed the drop-off from that because the LeBrons, the Kevin Durant's, the Stephen Curry's, all of these guys dropped the ball. And all the other players within their era, they dropped the ball. And they created this format that we see now where guys don't give a damn. But I'll also say this. A person to pay attention to is Victor Wembanyama. Because Victor's going to be the face of the NBA. At least that's how things look right now. And it's the LeBron, Curry, KD, I think those guys are going to slowly become irrelevant in terms of their impact or the impact that they had on the All-Star game. We're now going into the present and the future. I feel like with Victor and maybe Ant-Man to a certain extent and some other guys, they're going to usher in a new kind of era in terms of the way players approach at least the game. Maybe not the weekend, but the game. You see Victor gave a damn, right? And when you have the face of the NBA and all of these guys giving a damn, it will change the mood. It will change the feeling in the game where you have a new energy permeating through the league, right? Where in the future you can look at players taking the All-Star game seriously again because these other guys would have been out of the game. So the victors and those guys would be the ones that the younger guys coming in are going to be looking up to. So it's not going to be all bad forever, I think, because Victor and these, Ant-Man at first didn't look like he was taking it seriously, but once later in the game he started to take it seriously, you could see that he was rising to the occasion. Competitive juices began to flow for some of them. Other guys, they just, they were just there going through the motions like Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic. They barely even played. I think injuries, restriction minutes, and all that had something to do with it. But that's a welcoming sign. But in terms of what Dwayne Wade is saying, it's true, and we all know it's true. Kobe Bryant set the tone. And you can see the difference one person can make. I've said it. Kobe was the last real leader we saw in the NBA. He was like for real. The guy could lead an entire league to follow his attitude. There's no way you're going to be, at least on a Kobe Bryant-led team, guys are going to be playing like that. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. There's no way. All right? There's no way. And you can see that kind of reflecting on Victor's world team. But we'll see how things evolve in the future. But D-Wade pretty much told you the game, man. It was different when Kobe was there. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. I'm out.